defending White House Press Secretary Jen Psaki over President Biden's lack of TV interviews almost a year into his presidency.
You said that one of the things the president would be doing is local TV interviews.
Yeah.
I think he's only done one.
We are always competing with time on the schedule. I'm going to be honest. His schedule has been quite packed, but he would like to do it. We're working to get it on the schedule.
Joining us to react, Fox News contributor Joe Concha. Joe, putting aside the obvious funny question of what his schedule is packed with, I think naps, why would Joe Biden fail to do local avails when they are always softballs, especially in our current media climate?
Before I get to that answer, let's look at the president's schedule for today, shall we?
Sure.
About 3.5 hours from now, that's when the day begins, well after ours, obviously. 9:30 a.m. Eastern, he receives his daily briefing. 10:15 a.m., he delivers a speech on jobs. 12:15 p.m., he has lunch with the vice president. And then 5 hours after that, 5:30 p.m., he travels to Camp David for the weekend. I'm exhausted just reading that schedule.
I'm going to take a nap right now.
Right, you should. So here's the question for the press secretary. How about this afternoon? Because at last check, you don't have to go somewhere to do an interview anymore. I'm literally in my basement right now. I'm sure the president has the same capabilities. Maybe he could do a few interviews then. Meanwhile, no time to visit the border, no time to go to Waukesha to visit with those families who still have children, grandchildren, innocents in the hospital, all because of a murderous madman that the media and this president refuses to talk about. So, yeah, I'm pretty sure he has answers, or he has time in his schedule to do those softball interviews that you mentioned, Todd.
There is a New York Times editorial calling for Twitter to do more to fight censorship or to fight misinformation, rather. And they come up with different ways on how to censor users even more, how Twitter can fix itself. The first line, Mr. Agarwal must restore trust in the site by better policing misinformation spread by politicians and celebrities. I find it pretty interesting for a journalist to be calling for a company to censor speech more. What do you think about this?
Yeah. I think, Carly, more speech is better than no speech. And to try to, when you think about that there are millions upon millions of tweets every day, you would have to hire thousands of people in addition to who Twitter currently employs in order to police that sort of thing. And for this to come from the New York Times, by the way, who literally, Tom Cotton had an editorial not too long ago that said that we should use National Guard troops to quell violent unrest in the nation's cities when protests, mostly peaceful riots, get out of control. And the paper fired that editorial, the editor on that, because they said, wow, we can't have that sort of editorial in our paper anymore when, you know, half the country is basically divided on the issue. So, yeah, I don't want to hear about this from the New York Times, considering all the tweets they have about Trump-Russia collusion that they haven't quite gotten to deleting yet, have they?
Not yet. And Joe, this is part of a theme this week. We've been really trying to hit this hard because it's been so in our face. Why is the left so anti-freedom in so many areas? Really a rhetorical question, because we can't answer it, whether it's COVID restrictions, whether it's, you know, our First Amendment rights, or just being normal Americans. They're trying to take it away from us, it seems, and it's not good.
Yeah, Todd, it seems that the speech that tends to get censored is from the right side of the aisle, right? But anyway, I got to go because I have to go scale a building. It's called my house because my kids demand lights on the roof. I'm going to kill myself doing this, but hey.
Have fun, Clark Griswold.
Yeah.
Be safe.
Be safe is right. All right.
Hi, everyone. I'm Brian Kilmeade. I want you to do me a favor. I want you to click to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page. This is the only way that I know for sure that you're not going to miss any great commentary, any great news bites, any great interviews coming your way on Fox. You can get it all here on YouTube. So subscribe right now.